Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Detutu. If you're new here, welcome. If you're returning, thank you for clicking on this video. In today's video, we have a guest. His name is KUDUS and he's a recent graduate of International Economics and Management, and he's going to be sharing with us his experience so far as an international student from Nigeria with us today. Let's get right into it. Hello again, I am here with KUDUS Adebayo Tijani. He's a recent graduate and I'll give him the floor to introduce himself.
Okay, thank you for having me. My name is KUDUS Adebayo. I am a recent graduate of KUDUS University.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think that should be her, yeah.
What did you study?
Okay, I studied International Economics and Management.
Okay, exactly. So just as a plus, I'm going to leave the website of his university down in the description box, and also a link to the program MSc International Economics and Management if you're interested or you know anyone who is interested. Tell us a little bit about how you came to Germany.
Okay, I studied my bachelor's in Nigeria.
Okay.
So I studied economics.
Yeah.
So I wanted to do a master's program. I applied to Paderborn University and also in Hamburg.
Which university in Hamburg?
University of Hamburg.
University of Hamburg, okay.
Yeah.
There are a lot of
the
other
University of Hamburg is MSc Economics.
Sure,
I thought Paderborn is more, sounds professional and...
Wait, hold up. The name Paderborn sounds
professional. No, I mean... Sorry. The course sounded more professional. Because it is International Economics and Management.
Yeah, it's a two-component
masters. Economics and Management. And I felt maybe to add some little bit of management to my qualification is better.
Yeah. Because
I already have the economics already. So I came with a sponsorship letter.
Okay.
Yeah. So
why are you asking me? He came with a sponsorship letter. Say it with your chest.
Yeah.
So how was that process for the sponsorship letter? How did it work for you?
Okay, my experience with letter, this sponsorship letter, it is called Verpflichtungserklärung in German. Yeah.
Okay.
So I think before you have it, you must have some relatives in Europe, families in Switzerland, Austria, are studying here and they're using the same letter.
Maybe it has to do with the fact that maybe this person who gave them the sponsorship letter has an address here in Germany.
The most important thing is the person is financially stable, have the ability to sponsor you, because if you are coming with a blocked account, you receive 800 per month.
Yeah.
So the assumption is this person will give 800 per month.
Okay.
So then you have to look at the person's statement, bank statement, to show that this person can give you this money. Then the person have to just go to the
rat house,
yeah, in the city, get the certificate, and you can have it. So in my own case, it's my brother. I have a brother here. He get this certificate for me. Then sent it to me through DHL. I received it and I took it to the embassy. I did the interview and
yeah, I'm there.
Yeah, that's the process, I think.
So it's the same procedure. You still had the same interview and everything. So
yeah, you have to.
When you were asked the question, who is sponsoring your education? Did you just say, "Oh, my brother industry"?
No, I have the letter.
Okay.
Some people don't go with this letter for the interview. I have the letter already.
Okay.
So when the question arrived, how do you want to sponsor yourself using the sponsorship letter? Or so I have to tell them I have a brother already, and who is your brother? How long has he been in this country?
Okay.
They ask you where he's working.
And another question: did your brother have to include a cover letter with the document?
No, it's not an application.
It's not needed. No, I mean...
You mean for him to apply for the document?
No, like a cover letter to kind of say, okay, that is confirming, or the document from the rat house is sufficient?
It's a declaration of... I think it's called declaration or something.
Okay.
So I think it's enough. It doesn't have to write a letter or something.
Okay, so the document is just enough for you to use
for stuff like this,
for your application at the embassy. So next question, how the I know that you have to renew your residence permit, because normally at the initial stage, how did it work? How did it work for you at the initial stage?
Okay, after your interview in Nigeria,
you're already
you get the visa for 6-month visa. So it is expected that before your 6 month expires, you have to come and renew the visa. So you have to go. You must have done your city registration, have all the documents and insurance already. So these are all the documents you have to take along with you: the insurance, the almedong, and also the letters.
Sponsorship
letter, exactly. So you go there, you fix an appointment, and you go there, and you tell them that okay, you're a student. And for the first time, you don't have to show your transcript or anything, because you are new. So then, surprisingly, all the documents you have, apart from the insurance and the admin, they have it already. So it's just pretty much you coming back to show that you are here, you have the insurance, and you're also a student. You are actually studying, because you have to show the, what is it called? Certificate of study. Then the visa officer check this and give you 1 year, 2 years, it depends. But I think that's the process of renewing your visa.
Okay, but if it comes to it, at the first stage, you get 1 year or 2 years, but usually you will be required to renew it for the duration of your program, because sometimes it takes longer than 2 years. Okay, so for the renewal, how did that work?
For the renewal, for the second time, you mean? For the second time, then it is expected that you must have done some courses. So I don't know if it is mandatory, but I went with my personal. I'm talking my personal.
Quick statement. It's not an issue of you don't know. You have to show some evidence that you're a student, and the only way for you to prove that you're a student is to actually have done some courses at your university, which can be proven by showing your transcript. So your transcript is really important, else they might just think you're here for something else. And I think there was a case of someone being deported.
That's
I mean, the person was here for a while and the person did not study, and the person was sent home because you're here on a student visa and you're expected to study. So I think it's part of the reasons why this renewal thing works. So to kind of verify that you're actually here to study and you're actually studying, so your transcripts credits should be increasing consistently, pretty much.
Okay, so I want my transcript and current student certificate, and also my sponsorship letter, because I think the letter expires after 5 years, but it is not written on the document. I don't know, but it says as long as you are studying. So I don't buy. For me personally, I go with my sponsorship letter, and this is what I use to renew my visa.
Okay. Comparison to us that use the blocked account, you don't have to show proof of this 10,000 euros I mentioned in my previous video. If you've not seen that video, I'm going to put it up on the screen up there for you to have a look at. And in my own case, I had to always show some form of money or a job contract that shows that I can take care of my personal expenses per month. Okay, so if it happens that the money is not sufficient, I would have to have some money blocked in a bank account to renew my permit. So that is the difference. In his own case, he did not have to do that. He only had to show that document for the whole duration of his studies.
Exactly.
Right? That's the difference. For your studies now, how were you able to balance working and studying at the same time? How did that? How was it for you as
personally? I cannot say it's easy. It was easy it was hard.
Worth it.
But it was worth it, exactly. It was worth it because you learn a lot. And you don't have to work too much. If it's possible for somebody, I would advise you not to work, because if you're not working, you have much time to learn the language and also do well in your courses. But it doesn't mean that if you are working, you cannot get good grades, but you just have to plan yourself very well.
Balance and know your strengths and weaknesses. Some people are good in writing seminar papers. Take courses that you write seminar papers in. Some people are good with mathematics, take courses that require you to do some kind of calculation, so it's easier for you. So know your strengths, know your weaknesses, plan your time, trying to find a balance. With
for me, I have to, every semester I have to look at my courses and the time, and if I'm taking courses, I prefer my courses that are maybe, if I'm taking 2 courses or 3 courses, I like them to be maybe Monday and Thursday. So then I have maybe Tuesday and Friday to work, something like this. So
you create a timetable for yourself.
Yeah, exactly. But you don't have to work more than 20 hours, and I have to plan myself. I also go to the language class every day.
Really important.
So yeah, for me, I think it's not so difficult, but it's not easy too. It depends on how you are motivated, and also you are able to plan yourself, because planning is important. Yeah.
To also add to that, every student is allowed to work 20 hours per week, so that's 80 hours per month. So 80 hours per month, right?
What?
80 hours per month. That's 20 hours.
Okay, 20 per week. Yeah,
of course.
That's
that's 80 hours per week, per month. Excuse me. 80 hours per month, and you can decide to only work during the holidays, except that during the holidays you're permitted to work up to 40 hours per week. So you're still making money. There's no struggle to make the most money. Just try as much as possible to do what you came here to do, which is to study.
The good thing is, after your study you can work. Yeah,
that's a big plus. You can work. You get 18 months after 18 months visa to search for a job.
But you can also work.
And you can also work during that time. Exactly. So there's no rush. Just take your time, study, and try to prioritize. That's it.
Exactly.
So when it comes to the 18 months visa now, did you still use the sponsorship letter in your case, or you had to fund? Because I think normally you're supposed to fund.
Normally you're supposed to fund, but I don't know actually. But for me, I went with the sponsorship letter and also some money.
Okay.
So, but surprisingly, I don't know, but I submitted a document and the visa officer did not prioritize the money for me.
Okay.
Probably because I've been using this sponsorship letter. So so I use this sponsorship letter too. But in some cases, it depends. I've heard some people say this letter is only valid for study. So since you done with your university, then you have to show some money to renew the visa. Okay. Something like this, yeah. But I've had someone that has a sponsorship letter. When it's going for the 18 month, you can ask your visa officer, or if you don't want to ask, just make sure you have sufficient money, or maybe a job contract, and you can add everything just to show that, okay, in this 18 months, I can, while I'm searching for a job, I'm still working, or I have some money to help myself. Yes.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much. So how do you spend your free time on Erasmus program?
Yes, exactly.
Do you want to share with us how that process went for you, what you learned during this time? Would you advise anyone to
definitely
participate? Yeah, go on.
I'll surely advise any international student coming to study here to consider it, but you don't have to. It's optional, but it's good if you want to gain some international experience. Try to study abroad, and the good thing is you get some funding. So it depends on the amount of people that apply to the. I think there is a gaming statistics going on how to select you, but if you are lucky, you can get into one of the best business schools in Europe. Some companies also ask you about Erasmus, and
because they sometimes count this Erasmus, this exchange semester, as international experience. So you can make use of that as well. It's not cumbersome. It's not only for Europeans. You can also you can also do that as an international student wherever you come from. Just make inquiries at the international office. They will help you. All you have to do is ask the right questions. Check the website frequently to know when the application starts, when you need to submit your application, However, I have to tell you that you might have to submit your application in German because that is the official language.
I submitted. I wrote a letter in German.
Your
too.
CV, your motivation letter has to be in German. So you can employ the services of a translator, or you can ask a friend of yours who speaks German fluently to help you with that. It's an opportunity that you do not want to miss. So I'm going to suggest that you do that if you want. You get funding depending on the school you go to, but you still get funding regardless, because each country has a specific amount that is allocated. In a particular country they might allocate 500, another country they might allocate 300 or 350. So but it's not really about the money, it's about the experience. So check it out if you can, and I hope it works out for you. You have studied in Germany, you're a recent graduate. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I have told you congratulations already, but anyway. But I'm congratulating him on air right now. Congratulating him for me. He's one of my very good friends. He's really intelligent. He's a good economist. And like, you've studied in Germany now for a while. How would you rate the educational system coming from Nigeria, doing your bachelor's in Nigeria, and would you advise anyone who wants to come to Germany to study in Germany? And why?
It depends on, but for me, I think coming to study here is one of the best decisions I made for myself personally. Because the tuition is free. You have opportunities. Example is the Erasmus program.
Just one of the opportunities.
As a student you can work also. So you have the health insurance too. So many things to consider to study here. So I would advise someone to come here to study. I enjoyed my study period.
What was the particular thing that made you
because of the knowledge, I think.
Okay, good.
If you look at the grading system, it's more like a motivating factor for you, and considering that you don't get study exams questions or something, so you have to study a lot
and know it.
In the
like
process.
It's aside from the fact that sometimes it's theoretical, you have to actually understand it sometimes from an applied perspective.
Exactly.
So that it's not just, you're just cramming it and pouring it down. You have to actually know what you're doing. So that is one thing that is for me, that is one thing that I actually enjoy about being in Germany.
Exactly.
But that is for me, but it's similar for him as well. But it is not about me right now, it's about him. So go on.
You have to study a lot. You have to study a lot. So if you study, you get this knowledge, and I'm a kind of person that if you study these applied questions for exams, and you can apply it to real life situations, and this is something that is really important for everybody. So you just don't study to pass exams, but to be able to help probably the companies or society or anywhere you're coming from, and try to apply this knowledge. So if you want to study and you want to make an impact, it's a good choice for you.
Germany is the way.
So I think that's my personal opinion about studying here.
Okay, so aside from studying now, it's not all, all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy.
Exactly.
So all work and no play makes KUDUS a dull boy.
You have to.
So what do you do in your free time? How were you able to have some kind of balance between studying so much, working as well, trying to have a balance pretty much?
It is always interesting in December. The school goes on holiday. This time I try to travel.
Okay.
So I've been to several countries in...
Name them. Name them. Let us hear.
You can go to these countries for... you don't need a visa to go to these European countries. And
Schengen countries.
Even if you are going outside, you have more... As a student, I think they are considered for a student to go for some experience. So I went to the UK, I went to the US.
Okay.
So this... I think UK and US is enough.
UK and US, however, UK and US, you require a visa. It's not like the other Schengen countries. All you need is just your residence permit and your passport, and you're good to go.
So I get your opportunity to travel.
Yeah.
With friends. with
Yeah,
friends. Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. So I think we have not had anyone yet.
No,
Me and you, okay.
no.
But I've gone to travel with.
I'm more of a solo traveler than a
Yeah.
group traveler.
So yeah, there are a lot of things also to
Okay.
to enjoy apart from the traveling. I think meeting friends during the holiday and a lot of get together during the summer. We did that one. Yeah. So I think
It's really cool. It's
yeah,
nice just to clear your head a little bit.
Yeah.
That's nice. Thank you very much, KUDUS, for joining us today.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah, we are really grateful that you took out time to share your experience. If you have any questions for KUDUS, yeah, you can send him a message on Instagram. He's going to try as much as possible to reply you on time. I unfortunately cannot share his email for personal reasons. So if you have any questions relating to the sponsorship letter, his experience, or any other thing that's related to studying in Germany, or any other question that you might have that is related to studying, please send him a message on Instagram. I'm going to put his Instagram handle here on the screen for you to see. And like I always say, if you're new here, you're welcome. I'm so glad you're here. My name is Detutu again. And yeah, if you have any questions, send me a message on Instagram, Detutu_s, or send me an email, sheyotegwe@gmail.com. I really appreciate you watching this video to the end. Till my next video, cheers.
Ciao.